Oh, you're such a skank. What a piece of shit. I hate you. You're dead to me. It's all right. I just want to... I just don't even know what I want to do at this point. My brain is turned to mush because of COVID. I just don't...
It's just such a hard reset, especially this like new round of lockdown. And I fucking absolutely hate the rhetoric surrounding it, which is that if your life... I think I said this on the last episode. If your life was changed that much by another round of lockdowns, you're the reason we needed them in the first place. It's like...
I'd be like...
What a broad sweeping generalization. Yeah, fuck you.
Like, no, we need it because of that attitude, you idiot. You said, oh, well, if you thought we needed to hide you because you're so irresponsible, don't you know how germs work?
But it's a dressing down from someone who's like, yeah, get it together, Vermont, from Colorado, where they can still go out to dinner and stuff. And it's like, well, how come... You know, you're not being any better about this than you're accusing anyone around here of being. And they're just like, well, it's different here because there are no mandates in place. So it's fine if we do the same thing. It's just whether or not the government said it was okay to do it.
Well, it's not even talking about just here. It's talking about everywhere that is locking down when you say it in such a generalizing, like, it's like such a broad sweeping statement. At that point, you'd be like, well, you've never been in a subway in your life, have you? Maybe when you were visiting a big city, you checked it out. But you imagine like living in that tube every single day of the working week and then go ahead and tell me about how it's your fault, asshole. You get done like whatever it is you do after 8 hours on like a Thursday and you've been doing it all week and you go walk into that fucking tube and there's a seat, you take it. And you might be elbow to elbow. Oh, you're not being responsible. You don't get it. You don't get what it's like riding the 6 train up through Manhattan into Harlem. It's not. There's no option. But you try to walk that on the street though too. You're elbow to elbow with people. That's that many fucking people. It doesn't matter which way you're going. They're everywhere. It's a city.
We're also talking about people who lived through 9/11. So like this is peanuts in their mind because like they were walking through people's fucking ashes, like people they knew, the guy that used to butter and sell you a bagel. You're walking through ashes that are probably that guy. I don't think super flu, as it was being treated, coronavirus the first, I don't think that's really going to knock them off their axis. That's just a New Yorker thing. Like the city will never close. It's New York. We're New York strong.
Having said that, Manhattan was a ghost town for a while, and
exactly.
it was pretty eerie to walk through. It was just like you're looking. Do you remember it was I Am Legend when Will Smith is walking through the city and you're looking up at the windows after you've seen like the zombie people? At first you're like, oh man, those buildings are just full of fucking people. It was kind of like that. It's kind of like that. You're just looking and everyone's just looking out. Just like, oh my God, we're all trapped.
Doesn't he get attacked by a feral pig in that scene or something?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so. It's been a while since I watched I Am Legend.
Can you imagine Will Smith? I gotta fight this big-ass pig, y'all.
I hope there's more. I mean, that sounds like something we need in more zombie movies, is pig fighting.
Just bare-knuckle boxing a giant pig.
Even just two, like that's like the cockfighting of the future, but you don't feel bad about it because there's zombies and zombie pigs. Like, do you feel bad about that? Like, we're not breeding the zombie pigs, you know? It's not like they're like, it's a fine pig, and they bring the zombie in to bite it, so it becomes a zombie pig. It's like we found the zombie pigs, and now we're using them for entertainment afterwards. What are your thoughts there?
Well, are we going zombie pig v zombie person, or zombie pig v human being?
Dealer's choice. I mean, there's got to be different levels of betting in all of this, but I've got to assume that it's all zombie on zombie. And then every once in a while, you'll get like that really stupid idiot from the village who's like, I'll take on the zombie pig.
I'll fight the zombie pig.
And then it's like, now it's just a negotiation about what weapon to give him. Everyone's like, everyone come on down to the hole. Everyone's going to watch Earl get killed by a zombie pig.
Looks like the people voted on Pool Noodle for a record consecutive 119th appearance.
Oh, yeah, I got my money on the pig.
It's just some greasy redneck hitting a feral pig with a pool noodle, and then just
Earl's my brother by marriage, but I got money on the pig. Just down at the old, I don't know, down at the old abandoned mill. Sounds like a great place for that.
How would that be any different from life right now? The difference is we'd just be able to gather with other people to watch this.
Well, the difference is now is it'd probably be us pitting COVID patients against one another if we're talking about like awful shit to do, and it'd be over really quick. And they're, whew. I also realize they're both sick and none of us are wearing masks, so we're probably, this was a big misstep.
Oh boy, well everybody gets a nice souvenir to take home.
They're both just coughing uncontrollably. That's basically it.
We don't want to fight. Having a cough fight.
You're going to get COVID more. That's really sad. I like the zombie pig talk. COVID bums me out, man. I'm just ready to move on with my life a little bit. I keep applying for jobs, but I don't think anyone's really hiring. And let's be honest, would you hire me? I mean, I come on. I
could think of a couple things I'd hire you for.
I know. Do tell.
Well, you know me. I'm kind of like Pacino in The Irishman. Hello, Rory.
That wasn't
Al Pacino.
I'm pretending to be younger than I am.
I want to hire you.
I know we already talked about it, but the best scene in that movie is Robert De Niro is like right out of the war when he's hopping into the hole to shoot the guys.
Jesus Christ.
And they use the CGI to make him look younger, but you're like, those are an old man's knees. Look at the way he jumps down in there. Like, you can't, just kind of like hobbles his way in. He's like, I could slip on my shoes. And
he has a big sand ass and sciatica, and he's like trying to fucking gently slide into a foxhole.
Okay, I'm going to take a huge turn, actually, and say we need more movies like this.
You know what? Fair. Yeah. I've kind of reached a point in, like, cultural nihilism where I'm kind of down with, like, the stupidest thing you can give me.
Willem Dafoe is a 20-year-old college student.
Well, hey there, boys.
Can you just...
It's just him. It's just you put his old-ass head on, like, a nubile young co-ed's body.
Just like, he's a captain of the swim team, and it's just all fucking cut as shit.
Oh, you have the answers to the math homework, Becky Ann?
It's Glenn Close. Oh, look, the other chick is Julia Roberts. It's just a bunch of people from the 90s. Drew Barrymore plays a 13-year-old. It's the weirdest casting ever.
Dude, speaking of 13-year-olds, have you watched Cobra Kai yet?
I've watched the first episode of Cobra Kai. It's already got 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, there's 2 on Netflix.
This is something I need to watch, right?
I think you do, only because, like, I watched it and I had, like, the weirdest, most inappropriate thought, and I need you to watch it and confirm for me.
That's not a great way to say that. Oh, it was weird and inappropriate, you say.
Totally.
I wish I could guess at what that means in regards to you. I can't even...
No, I mean, I'll tell you what it was.
Well, no, I don't want to know, though. I don't want the spoilers.
Well, it's not spoilers.
The audience doesn't want the spoilers.
It's not spoilers. It's a thesis more than anything. Like, watching the show, I was left with a completely different impression of the franchise as a whole, like the Karate Kid franchise. It's no longer, to me, about, like, a young man learning discipline and karate and how to believe in himself. Uh-huh. It's about kids that were molested who, like...
What?
To this day, look up to the men who molested them. Because, like, you catch some really unsettling vibes off of Johnny Lawrence, who's the Cobra Kai guy, and Daniel LaRusso, Daniel-san, who is obviously the Miyagi-Do guy. You catch some weird vibes off those guys when they're talking about John Kreese, the bad guy, and Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, yeah, we did some stuff, you know. All days I'd be on my hands and knees buffing away.
Wax on, wax off. I mean, come on. You don't need a college degree.
That's like, all right, we gotta church this up for the theaters, guys. How do we turn this story of these old senseis molesting kids into a heartwarming tale of overcoming adversity?
But it really is. It's a series about like pedophiles who make their boy slaves fight like Pokemon.
You're saying this is all just a metaphor for the Catholic Church?
Honestly, at this point,
Yeah,
you wouldn't be
look at me
far off.
taking swipes over here.
You're so controversial, Rory. Don't be so blue.
I'm sorry. I'll try to pick it up a couple of levels.
The other fucking thing about this whole Karate Kid theory that it's about like people that were molested. Like,
so there's like a popular theory.
No, this is my theory.
Okay.
So like John Kreese definitely touched Johnny Lawrence because like it's in Johnny Lawrence's eyes when you see him talking to or about John Kreese and like losing that karate tournament. Like,
it destroyed his entire life. It's a weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing to be like, this thing that happened to me when I was younger caused me to spiral out. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's really flip, but it's like he got kicked in the face. But maybe it was that. Maybe it was more than that. That's an interesting point.
Dude,
I'm starting to follow you.
I lost the karate tournament and I got molested.
Yeah.
This was 1984 was the worst year ever.
Did they do like a flashback and show Sensei getting real mad at him and
manhandling him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really putting the boots to him, and the other guys are like, "Stop it, Sensei! He can't breathe." And it's just like him like mercilessly throttling this kid.
I can't believe I invited you out to camp.
But on the other side of the coin, you have Mr. Miyagi being super cool to Daniel-san. So I think
he won.
I think the trick is Johnny Lawrence definitely got molested, and Daniel-san only wishes that he had. Miyagi just never did it, and he's insecure about it to this day.
I don't know. I did watch a bit of the first episode, and it seemed like he was, doing pretty well. Didn't seem like he was. I mean, I guess they can't really have the guy who played Mr. Miyagi on to do a cameo.
R.I.P. Pat Morita.
Yeah. So who knows? That's a hard flat. But again, we're talking about the crazy things they do with technology. They made Tupac into a hologram. Get him in there. Look what they did with Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah, that creepy Uncanny Valley. What's his name? Peter Cushing.
Yeah, I think just get somebody. Get Bill Hader in there. He's great at impressions. Put him in a green suit.
Get Bill Engvall to do it.
No.
Bill Engvall is Mr. Miyagi now.
Just forget it. Let's just go back and watch Blue Collar Comedy Tour a couple more times. Let's watch that one season of that show that they did. The Bill Engvall show.
Oh,
I thought Jennifer Lawrence was on.
Yeah, she was his daughter.
Yep. Not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people know that. But now you do. Because I watched an episode or two of the Bill Engvall show.
I'm pretty sure I knew to stay far away from that one. I got burned by Reba. I wasn't coming back for Bill Engvall.
Yeah, I didn't touch Reba. Actually, maybe I did. Maybe I did watch that show once or twice. My childhood is all just a blur. Sometimes I wonder if I have the thing that happened to Frankie Muniz, where you just can't remember, like filming Malcolm in the Middle. Like maybe I was a child star and everyone's hiding it from me, like I'm in the Truman Show.
What happened to him? What made him
I don't know.
Everything?
I don't know. He just suffers from long-term memory loss. So he just, like the song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chumbawamba.
I don't know if it's like a thing that happened to him where he was like, yeah, I was hanging out in the Prime Meridian in a boat doing blow with the guys who wrote Chumbawamba, and I decided to do a dive off the back, and I hit the propeller with my head. I don't know if it's something like that, or if it was just like he woke up one day and caught a bad cold and lost the 1990s.
I mean, realistically, he was molested, and he just blocked that whole part of his life out.
I mean, maybe he's secretly who they wrote that movie. What was it? Split? What was the M. Night Shyamalan?
Split?
Yeah, is it Split?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's secretly written about Frankie Muniz.
I've actually never seen Split.
Really?
I like vaguely know what happens, but I haven't seen it.
I rather enjoy it. It puts you watch that, you watch Unbreakable, you watch Split, and then you watch Glass is the third one. It's I think it's actually the best thing M. Night Shyamalan's ever done.
Split or Glass?
The trilogy of that. Because I think a lot of what he does, like The Village, come on.
Dude, The Village, that was tough.
That's not a good movie. And you watch The Sixth Sense, and The Sixth Sense is pretty good. But then he tries to do it in everything else.
Well, that's the
Signs.
thing. It's
Signs is fucking garbage. Signs pisses me off. I've had
Signs
arguments with people about Signs because the whole thing is just a religious metaphor.
what is a pro-signs argument?
Well, you don't understand, Rory. See, the things, they're not aliens, they're demons. And I go, what about the ship in the sky and the birds were hitting it? There's like a shot on the news where like birds are hitting like something that's in the sky and it's invisible. It's their ship. And then you've got this thing where the aliens get water spilled onto them and it hurts them, but somehow they're able to walk through a cornfield in the middle of the morning. Like the early and middle morning when dew would be all over fucking everything.
Yeah.
So wouldn't they just be like, we've landed on a planet that is mostly water and it burns!
It'd be like us going to a swamp of mostly napalm.
It'd be like, oh, we landed on a planet where the humidity is a little percentage of acid. Like we couldn't do it. It would burn us. It would hurt. Oh, this that's like, come on. So I sat there, I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, well, don't you understand? It's demons. And the water, because it was Mel Gibson's water, was holy water. Don't you get it? I'm like, that's fucking stupid.
Dude, I love how stupid people are. That's fucking awesome.
There's also that. I mean, somebody was talking about like, well, water when it rains wouldn't have impurities in it. And maybe the glass of water had impurities in it because it came from the filter. I was like, you guys are stretching. It's M. Night Shyamalan. Have you seen his other work? Have you seen? I can't remember what it is. There's one. I love the actor. I can't remember his name right now.
Lady in the Water.
Thank you. Yeah. Who's the actor I'm thinking of?
Paul Giamatti.
You got it. Look at him killing it.
That movie.
That is a pile.
Shit.
Yes. So don't tell me, that M. Night Shyamalan is a great director or a great writer.
You also haven't even brought up The Happening yet.
I was going to say I didn't bring up Avatar yet because that's a movie made by a guy who didn't watch the show probably. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was a mess. And yeah, The Happening with Marky Mark. Oh my God, the grass is fighting back, you guys.
Oh my God, you guys.
We got to get out of here.
Donnie, did you tell anyone else about this?
It's so good.
Could be like 9 brothers.
I can't do it.
No, it's so great.
But I remember avoiding that movie because like I went through a phase where I just could care less about horror. Like I still to this day like I think like gore horror in a lot of ways is like kind of gratuitous. It's like not my thing. I like more suspense. And once I realized like, well, it's M. Night Shyamalan, how bad is it going to be? Like the worst thing is like a dude lying down in front of a mower and like people jumping off the, it's like sound effects and that kind of shit.
The one guy like gets his arm ripped off by the lion. He jumps in the lion cage or polar bear cage or some shit.
Yeah. It's not, it's underwhelming. It's not, there's nothing you're not expecting. Like, well, there he goes. Okay. There it is.
But this is why, like, these stupid people that are like, well, Signs is actually a metaphor for, like, faith and Christianity. I completely believe that they could be right and probably are because M. Night Shyamalan just does ham-fisted shit like that. Like, The Happening was supposed to be his big, pro-environmental message that was about as subtle as a brick in the small of your back.
Yeah, it should be like, what, don't you understand? One day the environment, it might fight back. Well, people have been saying that for years, Dick. It's not clever.
But you see, that's the subtext of the movie. I'm like, you think that makes this movie not shitty?
Plants like stand up, like, yeah, you took an interesting concept and you ruined it. And the first step, I got to tell you, you cast Mark Wahlberg in a movie where you wanted it to be a think piece. And part 2, it's a lot of talking and running, and it's all sort of spliced together with people dying in random ways that require no thought because you wrote it that way. Well, and that's the trees got to him, Koch, and now he's gonna smash his face into that plate glass window over and over until he's dead. That's some great writing right there.
Well, and that's like clearly a studio mandate or the pressure to create set pieces like that. It's Bird Box did the same thing. It's like, oh, Bird Box starts off with all these insane gory kills and everybody's freaking out because it's just when you are physically incapable of putting any further thought into something than and then it's like total anarchy and everyone's like dying in fucked up ways, like this kid skateboards into the back of a wood chipper and the blood sprays his mom. Like,
yeah. Well, the problem with a lot of those
shocking
are,
for
like,
shocking's sake.
especially that you bring up like Bird Box, because it's that sort of problem that I have where I go, if you don't have something super interesting to like have be the reason for all of this to be happening, then your movie's gonna fucking suck. I don't care how crazy the reveal is when shit starts going south. People knew shit was gonna start going south the moment they walked into that fucking theater. It's your job is to make it somehow compelling or interesting for them to go, oh, it's totally worth coming in to check out that movie. You know what I thought was really a cop out with Bird Box, because I read a lot of stuff about it and like the book it was written about or written off of, and they were like, the ending when they run into all the people who are like blind and that's why they're okay. In the book, it's because they blind those people.
Yeah, they blind the kids.
Yeah, they blind everybody that comes in. They're like, well, that's just how we do it. We make it easier on them when we blind everyone. It wasn't a school for the blind.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of people who'd been blinded. And I was like, that's way more fucking interesting. And maybe I'm a little morbid for thinking that. But again, that was a bit of a movie. That one dude in the water who's like, I'll help you see. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Well, the rules in that universe made no fucking sense. It was like, if you see it, it makes you crazy, suicidal. But if you're
Kills
crazy
you.
and you see it, it makes you like incredibly lucid, but homicidal, and like
It makes you want to show other people, like you're euphoric or something.
it was
Here's the thing.
completely inconsistent.
I like watching bad shit too. You know me. And I got to tell you, Bird Box is one of those ones where I was like, you're intrigued, and then you get like halfway into the movie and you realize, oh, they're just going to wait until the end to kind of say, oh, wait, you never kind of find out what's going on and it doesn't really matter. It was just about their survival. And I was just kind of waiting for them to die at a certain point. Save me the time. Flip the boat.
The insane shall inherit the earth would have been an interesting direction to take it, I guess, and then everyone dies, et
Well, it
cetera, et
reminds me
cetera.
of that terrible movie that I think is written from a Stephen King book, which is where the cell phones turn on us.
Oh, yeah.
And like some AI signal or something hijacks the system. I don't know what it is, but like it like takes cell towers and it makes people crazy. And the last shot is John Cusack saving the day, and then you realize that he didn't, and he just becomes part of the swarm, but his brain is making him think he got away with it. It's just like this really weird, like it makes you like turns you nuts, and then you like scream some sort of tonal code into other people's ears, and it makes them nuts as well, and they become part of like the swarm. Again, interesting take on a zombie film, but oh my God, did they ruin it.
It's just always how you get there that they fuck it up. You know, you got to
I
get
just-
from A to B, and they're like, let's do it on a fucking motor scooter on a fucking 98-degree day.
Yeah. Like, all right, this is a great Stephen King, but let's see what happens when we we let Gary Busey direct this. And they just, off he goes.
Well, first of all, I'm going to need a room to breastfeed in.
I don't know. Maybe I've been thinking this more since Game of Thrones, but maybe books just shouldn't get made into like television or movies anymore.
I think you still can. You just have to pick the right ones. Don't do something like Snow Crash, which is completely unadaptable.
But like clearly, if it's anything that takes multiple seasons, the creators just go insane, be it through power or hubris or just absolute insanity, and end up ruining the thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry, he couldn't finish season 8 because he ended up eating his own poop in the trailer. We just couldn't get him out and nobody gets their ending. Or,
Yeah, Kit Harington's badass with that coprophagia. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Jon Snow sits around eating his own shit, you know?
Just like losing it. It's going to end one day. Can't handle it. I mean, look, you can turn to anything. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to poop. It's just a weird world out there. More and more every day, I realize the world is absolutely insane. Don't you understand?
Yeah, we're pretty blackpilled at this point on this podcast.
It's getting there. Well, look, once you take someone like us and you trap us inside for 7 months, it only things start to spiral, and that's about where I'm at. I'm just running out of stuff, man. I'm bored. I
Yeah.
just get super bored. I have like a coin collection. I go through that now. Oh, look at that.
I think we should turn this podcast into a coin collector, like a hobbyist podcast, but just for you. I'll produce it. I won't say a goddamn word. You just go. I'll pull your pin and you just go.
Today we're talking about Pokemon cards. Now, very interesting. We see here, this is QVC number 48 1-A. That's a holographed Charizard card. Notice the embossment on the back, signed by the artist. Incredibly rare. Only a little bit of folding around the edges, you'll notice, but still in incredible condition. Notice the first edition mark just below on the bottom left. Ooh, $14,000 for this wonderful card. No scratches here on QVC today.
See, and what's so cool about what you just did there, Rory, is you ensured that we never have to do another episode after this one. Because I'm pretty sure that cleaned out the rest of the listeners.
Listen, everything I said was accurate, too. Except that a signed artist card would probably be worth more like $100,000. I shit you not.
I knew on some level, I'm like, he's not just riffing. These are things he read in a Wizards of the Coast magazine.
I collected Pokemon cards. You heard me talk about how I'm happy that my 6th grade teacher's dead. That was a conversation we had. That was
so you
truthful.
Admit it.
That was real. Like, characters aside, that shit was real.
That hatred was long lasting.
Yeah, that shit, I feel that today. Fucking goddamn Venusaur card. Anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, you get over it. Time heals all wounds. I grew up. Now I collect coins like an adult. Do you want to see my 50th edition of the Lord of the Rings? I've got it.
If only she could see you now, big important podcaster.
Look at me now.
I'm doing good on the podcast,
so
I'm doing good in live.
Life is funny as I sit here in a basement.
Yeah, same. You want to know what I've been thinking about lately?
What have you been thinking about lately?
So I've been kind of like trying to play my own program director. Like, what if I, like Weird Al and UHF, I just got my own TV station and I could just program whatever I wanted. What would I do?
Yeah.
And I really...
Yeah. You think about this, too. I've got something that what I thought you meant that I need to tell you afterwards, but go on.
No, I'd much rather hear what you thought first.
Oh, well, at first I thought you were talking about if you're like your life was like the Truman Show or like what was that TV show that was the movie? Ellen DeGeneres was in the film. I think it was Matthew McConaughey. They filmed in his
Christ.
life.
Oh, fuck.
You know what I'm talking about. That film. I thought you were like
Welcome
that.
to Frank or something like that.
Yeah,
What the fuck
Frank
is it
TV
called?
or some stupid thing like that.
Ed TV.
Ed TV.
Ed TV. That's the
But
one.
your life is like
Sniper.
that, and you're walking around. I feel like every couple of seconds they'd have to be like, cut to commercial. Well, this is happening now, America.
It's just me walking around in a bathrobe with a handgun being like, hello, this is Al Pacino. Hooah! And then just sticking it under my chin. Oh, cut the feed.
Cut. Like, guy, it would be so much better if we could shoot you from the waist down, and we could do that if you would just close your robe. That's all you need to do. That's the one thing the producers want you to do. And also, maybe if you could lighten up the Pacino just a little bit. Sir, you just switched to Worf.
How about this? I will close my robe when you close it for me, you stupid whore. And then you sneeze up some blood and cocaine.
Mm-hmm. Like, also, we can't show any of that. Also, the police are here. You get one episode in, you're immediately canceled.
For some
Highest
reason.
ratings for a show ever, though. Beat Seinfeld out of the water.
Dude, that's the thing. Anyone can get a show at this point. Like, they will literally give anybody a reality show. A person that I actually dated for a brief time was being potentially investigated to have a reality show about her. And I knew her, and I'm like, you're a terribly boring person. What could anyone possibly make a show out of your life with? And then you realize...
Here on TLC.
Pretty much.
Should I organize my bedroom today and my closet? No. And it just cuts to the credits. Just some happy, upbeat song. She's gonna make it in the city. And,
Or you take it
really...
literally, the name Grasping at Straws, and it's just like a small straw manufacturer.
Just her sitting there every day.
I make paper straws.
Rat on the conveyor belt. Gotta get that.
I'm barren.
Oh, no.
I don't know what else you want to know about me. It's pretty much straws and no kids, so...
Yep. Before this, I was working in a box factory in Cleveland. That was just a little too jet set for my lifestyle.
It was starting to change me in unsavory ways. I was buying scented soaps.
Just cuts to her high on meth in a bar, topless. I am Jesus Christ! Just... So I came here to work at the straw factory.
And now I guess I'm looking for love.
Yeah. So it's also a dating show.
The first person she goes out with is my dad.
Oh, no. Well, it's not a dating show anymore, she says to herself, because I found the one.
Listen, the first time I laid eyes on this chick, I went, uh-oh. Looks like I'm going to have to get the fucking airline to switch my ticket back to the earlier flight. But then I thought, hang on, I'm already here. And we're happy.
You know, getting to know her, I didn't really like her at first. And then I realized how much she was worth. I'm just kidding.
I realized how much abuse she was willing to take from me. And then he gets his own spin-off, because I can just write the promos for it. This is what I'd put on my network. It would just be him being like, you know, when TLC came to me and they said they wanted to do a reality show about my life, I said, it's got to have the 5 most important things to me, which are God, the Republican Party, guns, money, and, of course, chicks with huge titties.
I was going to say, your dad just, like, spit on me through the mic somehow. I don't even don't even know how it's possible.
And then you just cut, and it's a Republican senator being robbed at gunpoint by a hooker while her fat accomplice just beats him in the ribs with a Bible. My dad just pipes back in and goes, now that's entertainment.
Listen,
and that's the
honestly,
whole promo for his show.
I would watch the shit out of that show, especially if you, don't know, whatever it was with your dad. I would sit there and I would live tweet it for the world who couldn't watch. I'd be very enthralled with it. I'm not gonna lie. I think all of it, you know, for purely selfish reasons and how much it would make me laugh. But I would do it.
The thing is, if you followed him around, I can attest to this having lived with him. If you followed him around for a 24-hour period, a camera crew, the things that you get, you could edit so manipulatively to do so many things.
Listen, you lost me at Hangout with your father for a night.
Touche.
I don't like hanging out with my own family for the night, so your dad? No.
That's Rory's version of a haunted house.
This is why I want him on camera, so I can be there but not have to be there. I want to see him interact with other people, not me.
I really want to hear you two go at it politically.
He'd just like do what Ben Shapiro does and be like, well, you see, this thing that happened back in 1993. And he would argue some point that had very interesting statistics that, you know, while technically right, completely misses the point of the argument altogether. Like, well, how do you feel morally on this, though? Well, you know, but your dad might actually cop to that, which would be interesting. And then I'd be like, well, that's fucking terrible.
It's impossible to know what to expect because it's different every time. There are some times where, like, he doesn't let you get a word in edgewise, so you're just, like, drowning in verbal diarrhea by the time he gets done with you, and you just, like, you have to piss or you just want to sit down. Yeah. So he wins by default because you withdraw yourself from the fight.
Well, it's a fantastic... Like, what were we arguing about again? You've talked about 8 million different things. It's one of those kind of discussions. Yeah.
Big-time tangent man, too.
Fun. Yeah. I just call that by its real name. Deflection.
Yes.
Which is what I think authoritarians and Republicans really enjoy doing. Watch out for it, folks. Deflection. Little star. The more you know. Because knowledge is power.
Fuck you. Did you see that the Trumpers are still gathering down at the Youth Triumphant statue on Fridays?
I have not been out, but they are on Fridays.
Hope is still alive, baby.
I just want to go to the other side, just stand there and and just laugh at them. Just get like 15 to 20 people all respectfully distanced from one another and just, ready, everybody? Just all fucking laugh at them and hold up big signs that are not like, they don't say you lost or anything direct. They're all just pictures of crying babies. And that picture of Jim Carrey doing that thing where he kind of like points and like smiles. Just things like that. There's a good gif of The Simpsons that are just, they're all pointing hard and laughing. You just get a picture of that. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think the best use of our time and money would be, I think, you, me, and then we need a third person. Let's just say Tanner. We'll all dress up like Ray Liotta and the other guys from the Goodfellas gif where they just laugh hysterically until they hack up a lung.
Just
we
go
just
there and just
sit there at a table all day just drinking and laughing hysterically at them.
Actually, I really want to do this now.
Just burst blood vessels in our eyes because we just can't stop.
We just sit there with wine and just get, the police would show up probably pretty immediately.
That's all right. The police can't do shit anymore.
Just pay them off.
We'll splash wine right on him and go, and what are you going to do about it, pig?
This is grape juice. Like, exactly. We just go back to laughing.
Just keeping you on your toes, ossifer. And then we laugh hysterically.
Yeah, it sounds good. The more you're doing this, Tanner will never do that. I think Mitch will do that. Mitch is crazy enough.
You're right. Sub in Mitch. Tanner's got more of a reputation to protect.
We get a bunch of people from Burlington. Get a friend of the pod, Sean Martin, in for that.
Oh, man.
It could be, what was the guy's name? Johnny 2 times, says everything 2 times. Get a bunch of... Just get the whole crew there.
Shawnee halftime, he only finishes half his sentences. We're all incredibly frustrated by him.
You guys are incredibly...
It's very important that you guys do not, under any circumstances...
Walks away. Son of a bitch!
Fuck!
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Be good to him. He got kicked in the head by a horse named Exposition.
It's my favorite bit in the world now.
That's a good bit.
Everywhere I go. Back in my hometown of Exposition, Maryland, we had this saying, don't tell people, show them. And I like to live by that.
That's kind of the motto at my alma mater, Exposition University.
That's incredible.
Where I majored in explanatory studies.
And gender theory.
Critical race theory.
To go back and take a class. I just take whichever one involved the most arguments, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, here's why you're wrong, 19-year-old.
I want to resurrect. We had an idea for a show a long time ago that was like a political debate show called You're Fucking Wrong.
Oh, I think about that often.
We should just do that.
Put it on HBO. You're fucking wrong.
Because I'm just going to... My character's just going to be a parody of Bill Maher. Just a smug douchebag.
We got to think of really mean rules, too. Like, oh, you interrupted him when you didn't have a part left to do that with. Now you have to go into the dunk tank. And we just, like, half-drown political pundits.
So it's like half Japanese game show, half hardball.
Yes.
All right, I like that a lot.
It's just, Hannity versus Bill Maher with electrodes hooked up to their nipples.
It just doesn't faze Bill Maher. He's like, this is what I call Saturday. Okay, people.
Turn it up.
I want to actually feel it.
So we can't turn it up anymore. We're going to lose power to the cameras.
It's like my grandmother's shocking my nipples, okay?
Up next, Tucker Carlson gets waterboarded. I don't know who he's debating, but we're going to waterboard him.
Rachel Maddow.
That sounds like a great show. I don't know what other rules we would have, but thinking of mean things to do to those people I could do that all day.
I think we just got to get fucked up, and whatever makes us laugh becomes a rule.
Oh, here they come, the bees! And the whole audience yells it at the same time. It's
going to be bees and diarrhea, whatever it is. If I know us, and I do.
Yeah. Uh-oh, audience, it's that time again. They're all like, here comes the bear! And just comes out of the fucking... It's all right. We clip down its fangs so we can only gnaw them. Oh, God!
Mitch has got to play the bear trainer.
Oh, jeez.
Settle down, I know how to quell the savage beast. He just starts shooting at it wildly with his snub nose.
You have a trank gun, something. Oh. All right, now avoid it for the next 30 seconds because it's going to be really pissed off.
I'm going to be honest with you, these are generic tranks. Don't know how well they're going to work on a bear.
Yeah, bought them in China. Oh, yeah, we got to get on the show immediately.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, while there's still a world to do it for, you know what I'm saying?
Netflix might do it. They do everything. I've seen some of the crap that they've been putting on lately. And while some of the concepts are pretty great, sometimes they're just awful. And the budgets they're throwing at them is amazing.
What's a new one with a good concept, you thought?
Oh, with a good concept? I don't know. I've just been watching crap lately.
That's the spirit. That's my guy.
Yeah, I'm watching through another one. It's called Another Life. And it's about them. There's like an alien on Earth, and they're going to some planet. They don't know what's going on. And the people, the astronauts, have to survive this thing, but also you're watching them study this thing back on Earth. And it's not very good. It's just people dying in weird spaceways and that kind of show, while they all deal with their relationships with one another. And then, but it got a season 2. So here's the thing: you can have a show on Netflix that's really crappy, and it'll still make it through 3 seasons. It always seems. And then, good show or bad, Netflix will cancel the fucking shit out of it.
Well, dude, the most they get is 4 and they're done. Glow, I think, was supposed to have a 4 and they canceled it outright.
I can't believe Glow's not going to get some sort of final. Like, that was a decent show.
I enjoyed the shit out of Glow. Even as
look,
someone who turned on professional wrestling wholesale, it's just
I don't give a shit about
story.
wrestling.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't give a shit about wrestling, but it's a well-acted show. It's just a decent show. And when they're doing all this like stuff that clearly requires way more CGI, I don't understand what the problem is funding that. They should at least give it a movie, to be honest. But they probably won't, and so who knows?
Everybody moves on, man. They just book the next project because that's what
that's
it
the
is.
problem.
It's not about your art.
You look back at Party Down, which was on Starz, and they were going to do a movie after Adam Scott left to go do Parks and Rec, and what's her face? She left to go do Glee. What was her name?
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch, thank you. So like they talked about a movie to like cinch that whole storyline up, and I would love to read the script because I'm sure there's one out there somewhere, but they just never got it off the ground. I'm sure scheduling had a lot to do with it. Which bums me out because you see these shows where it's like sometimes it launches somebody's career and then they go somewhere real and they're like, I'm not coming back. Listen, I'm going to be the next Aquaman, so I'm not coming back to do this Netflix show.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting when their gambles don't pay off either. Like Maggie from The Walking Dead got a starring role in a sitcom, Whiskey Tango or some shit like that.
Oh, God.
And like
that
you
already
could tell,
sounds like a terrible, terrible thing. Like, what was that about?
Oh, it was like, she's a by-the-book CIA agent, and he's a loose cannon FBI operative. What happens when they come together on a mission to save the country from terrorism or a tool thief or something? Like, yeah.
Wow. I kind of got to see that now.
It was a will they, won't they generic.
Oh, God. Well, there's so many of those. There's so many, like, buddy cop shticks, be it FBI or CIA or NSA or it doesn't matter. You can pick a fucking 3-letter agency, and you can pick anything down to like they were Detroit PD's worst, and it's just you and me and our chief is Jack Black and fucking. It's all farting. It's all just fart noises.
Fitzgerald, you're suspended for macing that chihuahua.
Come in here. Yeah, like that's the whole show. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? Sounds terrible to me.
It'll get
I don't like
3
that
seasons.
at all. It'll get 3 seasons out of Netflix.
And after the 2nd season, Jack Black won't come back anymore, and he'll be replaced by Alfred Molina, who's going to tear his groin trying to do a drop split like James Brown.
3 years from now, we're sitting in a boardroom at Netflix and like, hey, so that show, You're Fucking Wrong. Sounds, great, guys, but we just want to play something for you. And it's just us on this podcast right now being like, Netflix is fucking dumb. These guys are fucking assholes.
You have to be a real stupid asshole to work at Netflix.
Please give us work. Please give us work, Netflix. Put our podcast on Netflix.
You know my position. I'm an HBO guy.
Listen, tens of people listen to us, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yep.
Watch these two idiots become unemployable weekly. It's a great concept. I think it's the best concept anyone's ever made for a podcast.
Quite
you guys
frankly.
People are talking about murders and fossils and all kinds of crap. And here we are making fun of them.
Yeah, you want to know what my favorite murder is? The murder of my future prospects by doing this show.
Ooh, well done. I like how you tied that back in.
You like that?
I did. I did like that. Yeah.
The Joe Rogan experience. How about I've never experienced an actual emotion in my life experience?
Rogan. Joe Rogan.
DMT. Jamie, look that up.
I mean, to get a little like meta on another podcast, I can't believe the Joe Rogan experience is still going. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's like episode 2412. Jamie gets a cyst removed. Like, what did they even...
Yeah. Bro, I hope you brought the contents of that cyst in for us to look at, bro.
This really hurts. Oh my God, I can't believe I decided to do this live on the podcast. Yo, but have you ever done DMT, says Joe.
Bro, the goo in your cyst looks like a horsehead nebula. That's fucking crazy. Bro.
What do you think, Neil deGrasse Tyson? Oh, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
That's pretty fucked up, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, just good.
I'm too high for this shit.
Yeah, what do you think, Alex Jones? And the globalist. And everybody's in that room watching Jamie get his butt lanced.
Yep.
Because that's where the cyst is. It's on his butt.
Yeah, his legs are up in stirrups and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really, so they can get in there.
His childhood hero Shaq is there ostensibly to cheer him up, but he's just there to watch him just perforate his own anus.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's terribly embarrassing.
But hear me out. If the Joe Rogan experience, that podcast, goes on from now for like another 10 years, there's a good chance that could happen.
There is, except it's already starting to suck shit, and like I think you're starting to get to the apex where people are gonna like turn on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
They don't like the changes. They don't like the new studio. They don't like that he's having people like Kanye on.
The super villain layer that he built?
It sucks. It's a studio, but whatever.
Here we are in Texas. We found the one hollowed out dormant volcano so we could build this podcasting studio like Dr. Evil, because that's what that place fucking reminds me of.
Kylo Ren's sauna.
I like that too. Oh. Here we're having on Mitch McConnell today. The lighting is hurting his eyes, so we're turning it down a little bit. You don't like RGB? I hated Ruth Bader Ginsburg. No, the lighting. Okay, that's great.
I see what you did there, Joseph. It's just Mitch McConnell. Don't mind if I do. He just nips a huge spliff.
I am tripping balls.
Instantly, all the Zoomers are like, you know what? I kind of respect Mitch McConnell now.
Dude had some good points.
He did not hesitate to hit that spliff, dude, and I respect the hell out of that.
I think that's pretty cool. Pass me the salvia.
I want to forget that I saw this.
I don't know where he's going, man. It's one of those things where I stopped watching it a long time ago, and only I really watched it when I was bored at work, when I was just like doing that work where like I need something in my ears, and sometimes it's music and sometimes it's podcasts, and then I realized why so many people listen to us. It's just sitting at work droning on as I sit there. How are those numbers going? Are they going good? You guys crunching those numbers? Entering those codes? Your job sounds horribly mundane the way I put it. I'm sure it's interesting for you. What were we talking about? Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
I just kind of let you go there. I let you go on a little spacewalk there, Rory, and you didn't disappoint.
Listen, you were the one talking about micro strokes.
I would say yours was more of a fugue state.
Thought I'd join the club. I don't know. We're approaching episode 100 here pretty quick, aren't we?
We are.
Maybe we'll do something exciting.
Well, dude, I mean, I don't know if I've talked about it on here before, but my grand ambition was a holiday special. But how the fuck are we going to pull that off now with these new restrictions?
Well, I think we might have to be more realistic about it now, which is a bummer. Maybe we'll have to do like some sort of special holiday message. Spoiler, it's probably go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, it's probably not. It's going to be more blackpilling. Just kind of strap in.
Yeah, it's okay. I think we're all feeling the same way. Everyone's like, maybe 2021 will be better. But do you think it's going to be, guys? Do you really? Do you think it's going to be a better year?
The clock rolls over. Everything's going to be different.
I would love to hear from people why you think next year might be better. There's going to be a vaccine coming. And then that's where the zombies begin. Everyone's like, all of a sudden the world is inhabited. Then the world gets repopulated by Trump anti-vaxxers who get to go, well, you see that? I was right. I was right about the vaccines, you guys. And the zombie comes over and just chews his larynx out.
I was right.
Yeah, oh, so good. Owning the cucks as they eat him.
See, I like to think that, honestly, those people turn out to be right, and the vaccine makes, 8 out of 10 people who take it autistic. So it's just, the world is inherited by people who just really dig trains now.
What's wrong with trains?
Nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing at all. That's the point. It's
This world
just a
becomes
society
more
of
inhabited with
harmless
trains.
people, who are like, hey.
Sounds real Atlas Shrugged. And I mean, who is John Galt, right? Who is he?
I think John Galt was all the friends we made along the way. If you guys know Atlas Shrugged, you know that was a heady reference.
I'm kind of disappointed at us, I think. A little bit.
I am too. I had to put that on the listeners and call them dumb because I'm ashamed.
I mean, Ayn Rand, what an
What is
idiot.
that, like a Rand?
A Rand? I just, let's talk Ayn Rand for a second, because somebody who wrote so many books about, how big business and, brilliant corporate minds were supposed to save us and how the government was a hindrance, came over and was like, oh my God, you're feeding people horse meat. This isn't great. Just fucking, where's the thing I wrote about that I had no concept of? Oh,
She
wait.
would have such a Weddy for Jeff Bezos.
Ayn Rand, her writing is what spurred forth a generation of people to think that Elon Musk has their best interests at heart.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Ayn Rand. I can't wait till you get a holiday.
You did a great job.
I'll celebrate it every year by underpaying someone for some menial task.
Or the whole central thesis of that book is if powerful people stop contributing to society, we hold all the cards.
It would crash.
So then I guess to celebrate that day, nobody goes to work.
Yeah. Everyone's like, wait, what do we do now? Oh, no. Well, all the utilities are going to keep going because we're not assholes.
No, everybody. Not a goddamn soul can work on Ayn Rand Day. The whole place just shuts down.
The market dropped 400 points on Ayn Rand Day.
Yep, and if we're really as good as Ayn believed we were, we'll work our way back from that. It's purely that easy.
Can I get a double bacon cheeseburger? Go fuck yourselves. Why are you in there? Ayn Rand Day, bitch. That sounds like a lot of fun. Just go to work and just swear at people. Pretend like they'll forget it the next day.
It's like the purge.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I think of you, Terry. And then the next day, you're fired.
I just show up and act like Pacino all day long.
Ooh-ah.
Oh, Terry.
God damn it, I hate Ayn Rand Day.
Terry.
You never give me the right forms.
I told you not to collate these, Terry.
Ooh-ah.
You dumb son of a bitch. Come over here. Let me kiss you on the mouth.
Favorite Pacino movie?
Favorite Pacino movie?
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think really hard.
Favorite Pacino performance or favorite movie in which Pacino appears?
Favorite movie in which Pacino appears?
Heat.
Heat?
Because I don't think it's his best performance, but it's certainly one of his most fun. As the detective who's just chipping cocaine, he just does that whole scene where he's like, "'Cause she's got a great ass."
Oh, that's fair. I'm going to say, Any Given Sunday.
Also a good one.
Oh, just him being an asshole. We're talking about good Pacino performances. That's a good one. What's that movie where he's with Colin Farrell? Yet a knock! What is that one?
Fuck.
That's my favorite, I think. I think that one's my favorite.
What the hell
movie
is that
with Pacino in it?
Pacino
You know what I'm saying?
and Colin Farrell. I'm looking.
You're not going to do it, are you? I thought you were going to do the Siri thing into the mic. I was about to be just...
Out of respect for you, I won't do it.
But that's what you're doing anyways.
It's not. Out of respect for you.
It's going to bug me. Forever now.
The Recruit.
The Recruit. Yeah. Good old CIA.
2003. Yep.
Welcome to the farm.
Yep. I'm just reading a brief description. I'm like, oh boy. Yep.
Brings it all back. I'm going to have to find and watch that again now. I've seen that movie way too many times. Also, maybe my favorite Colin Farrell movie now that I think about it. Think about another movie that you like with Colin Farrell in it that's more enjoyable than that one.
In Bruges.
See, here's the thing. I don't really like In Bruges.
I know you don't, because you're a cop.
Yeah. Well, and here's another thing. I think I'm kind of selling on Colin Farrell, too.
Are you really?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I was never a huge fan of Colin Farrell's acting for some reason. Maybe it's because I saw Daredevil when I was young.
Well.
And every time I've seen him after that, it's like he's got a bullseye in his forehead, and he's yelling at Ben Affleck.
I just remember I couldn't stop laughing at the scene where he was on the plane.
And he murders the old lady?
Yeah, the lady's snoring, and he flicks the peanut in her mouth and, like, suffocates her. And the stewardess comes over and is like, can I get you anything, sir? And he goes, yeah, more peanuts. And I just heard it as more penis because I was, like, 10. So that's all I was ever going to hear.
Yeah.
And now I see him as the more penis guy.
I watched that whole movie. What was the early career of Ben Affleck and Colin Farrell to be in that movie? Hey, you want to be in the Daredevil movie? Hold on, let me read the script. Nah, fuck it.
Just kidding, you guys. You know me.
Maybe it was a masterpiece when you looked at it on paper. You're like, oh my god. And then they just threw some fucking dipshit behind it.
I don't know the exact... I know the history behind certain other aborted comic book movies. I just know that Daredevil, I don't think ever got any thought put behind it because it was, 2003?
Yeah, maybe they just weren't worth a lot of money. Well, because it's like, it was from the minds who were like, you know who makes for good superheroes? Jennifer Garner and Halle Berry. You're like, yeah, that'll be a great movie. And I don't know who wrote Catwoman, but I've only watched really a little bit of it. And if you've ever wanted to know if it's terrible, go look up the basketball scene and count how many times the camera cuts. It almost makes you throw up.
It's pretty rough. It's the script behind that was a total fucking disaster. It was supposed to be a spin-off from Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns.
Really?
And, oh yeah, it started life as that. And then she was like, nah, man, they put nipples on the bat suit. I'm not getting anywhere near that. You're going to cut a fucking hole in the crotch of my suit. I'm not doing that.
Oh, George Clooney.
Yeah, right? They gave him the thick-ass codpiece and stuff.
There was a great Batman.
Oh, man.
They had a bat charge card in one scene when they both bid on, I think, Uma Thurman.
Yep.
Oh, man. What an awful movie.
Vermont Senator Patrick Leahy happens to appear in that scene at the auction.
Well, they were going to do some of Mr. Freeze's, like his layer shots at the quarry in Barrie.
Yeah.
And they decided not to do it because they realized it was going to be too expensive, and it just was cheaper to do in a studio. But they were going to like freeze a whole fucking side of the quarry, and film all those shots there. And I'm pretty sure probably Schwarzenegger showed up. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to be suspended 100 feet over that. I'm going to fucking die in my big suit. I'm going to hit the water and be a rock.
Drunken townies drown in this thing, and they fish them out regularly.
He went to the bar and saw one woman from Barrie and was like, I'm out of here.
Nope, no way. Because I will fuck that chick and I don't want to.
He's like, I was actually here a couple of years ago. Daddy! Just this really homely Schwarzenegger-esque Barrie kid. Yeah, I've got to get out of here. We're going back to Hollywood.
It's just secretly me. He's like, oh no, how could my offspring turn out to be so disgusting? He takes
going
me
back to
with
Hollywood.
Turns me into
going
a
to run for
killing machine.
governor. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? You've got the pump. I'm sure if Schwarzenegger ever tried to get me in shape as a kid, I'd be like, I just can't. I can't do it. I don't want to. And then I realized that that's the same thing that would happen now with me, like 32. I'd be like, I can't, Mr. Governor. I can't do it. It hurts. Like, I feel like I've already torn a pec, though, and, like, my body... Like, can I go to the chiropractor first? That sounds like a great start. Let me go to the physician. It's a push-up. Just do one. Just do one of them. This doesn't feel really prudent. I feel like there's some things I need to do before this.
It's just you in urgent care because you tore the tissue in your anus.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I had them do one. He did a sit-up.
He did one squat and blew out his asshole.
I threw him an 8-pound medicine ball, and it was like I shafted him at the elbows.
It was like it was fired out of a cannon.
He looks so skinny, but then you get his shirt off, and he's kind of pudgy. It's very sad.
He's so helpless.
Oh, it's like a little baby.
It's honestly turning me on a little bit.
Yeah, that's great. That's something you didn't know about the Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Right there.
He's got a thing for otters. And if you know anything about Rory, in the parlance of the gay community, Rory would be an otter, I think.
I'd be an otter? Great.
Yeah, tall, slinky guy.
Yeah. I'm getting fat, though, because of COVID, man. I'm getting a gut.
That's all right.
Happening?
You've got a classically sleek otter design.
That's
well,
fine.
I am more of a bear.
I'll just suck it in. I'll just suck it in for that. They'll be like, oh, you're an otter. I'm like, yep. And then I get back to their place and I go, ugh, and I kind of let it go. And they're like, it's okay. We're all kind of dealing with the same things because of COVID. And they fuck me anyways.
Yeah. You just let it go and the gut just hits him in the eye and gives him a
She's like, I've got a confession to make too. It does the same thing. And then some really great, like, since we're on the 90s kick, something great play. Walk around your heart, pretty baby. And we go at it like two rats in a wool sock.
Yep.
Even
Even better if like you're hooking up with that guy and he unzips and it turns out he's just a bug monster inside of a person suit.
And then he just kills me like a praying mantis.
Same song.
Yeah. Around you. The camera just
fucking a
pans
person.
out slowly while he's just stabbing me to death while he has sex with me. You kind of see my eyes in terror, and you just see his little pincer things go flat. And they just like really start going at me as the camera pans out to that song, and we get a shot from outside. And I don't think I had ever knew. Credits. That's a beautiful story. Tale as old as time.
It's a great thought.
I remember young love. That's why I thought of all that, because I remember what it's like to be young and in love. It's a lot like being eaten by a praying mantis person while they have sex with you. You don't have sex with them. They have sex with you.
They'll lay their eggs inside of your corpse, but they'll lay emotional eggs inside of your heart.
I was going to say, I'd like to think they also lay those eggs literally in my heart.
Also inside of your heart, yes.
Yeah.
Part of the cadaver.
Yeah. You just wake up for a brief moment, just a little bit that's left of you clinging to life, just to see them kind of alien pop out. Whee!
You ask yourself,
die.
is that love, or is that an alien bug gestating inside of my chest cavity?
It's the bug. It's the bug. Turns out you were a sociopath the whole time and never felt true emotion.
Yeah. Any of you that are in love are just waiting to explode, basically.
Yeah. Every single person out there is like, I relate to that.
Thank God I don't love my girlfriend, or I'd be in real trouble.
Oh, no. Walk around you. Baby.
Yep.
Oh, no. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're at an hour 6.
Yeah, we're coasting.
We've been going for a while.
Yeah.
Got anything else fun you want to talk about?
Not really. I was going to ask you, but I'm like, I don't know what content this is going to yield. I was just wondering, like, were your parents ever going to name you? Did they ever discuss, like, other things they were going to name you?
Dennis.
Dennis?
No, I don't think so. Probably Thomas, because it's my middle name.
Okay.
I could have been Thomas Rory Fitzgerald instead of Rory Thomas Fitzgerald.
I'm thinking
like,
about you as
no.
as a Tommy Fitzgerald, yeah.
They're looking at me like, that'll just kill the boy. That'll put him to the heroin quick. Thomas Rory? No. No. Not in our small town.
Yeah.
Not in our small town. Might as well be West Virginia for Thomas Rory Fitzgerald. So.
Rory as a first name is an entirely different story. He definitely won't get singled out for that. Especially if a popular sitcom comes on the air.
Yeah. Let's just hope he doesn't go for theater. He'll have to find out that's tough the hard way. Oh. And then I come home one day. I got I'm king of the fairies in the play, Mom and Dad. And they're just like, yeah.
You've always been our little king of the fairies.
Yeah. Like, great. Like, well, can't wait to sit through this one, says Dad.
Yeah, dude.
Why does he keep getting big parts? I don't like this.
I thought about that a lot. I was like, oh, dude, my poor fucking family. Some of the shit they have to come see.
God damn it, if Al was just a fucking singing teacup in the chorus, I could just be like, I'm sorry, I missed it, but it's fucking... He's goddamn Gaston. This is bullshit.
Dude.
Gotta go watch this. Be our guest. Be our guest. Yeah, great.
What's our
great.
service to the test? Dude, I think the one that almost killed all of them, and probably all of you guys, was 12th Night. What an atrociously stilted production of 12th Night we did.
Oh, I love staring at all you guys because I'm like, I know those people. So if it was good or bad, it didn't matter. You know what I'm sure was the worst thing was you guys coming and watching us do fucking The Notebook of Trigorin, which we spent like 6 months. It's the fucking Tennessee Williams adaptation of Chekhov's The Seagull.
I won't lie to you, that one was tough. No disrespect to anyone that was in it. It was not their fault. It was
tough to be in it, and I'm pretty sure all of us know that. And if they don't, wake up, guys. It was a tough one to be in. It's fine. That was a Chekhov said it was supposed to be a comedy.
Well, to put some onus on the UVM crew that I was with, they all went to hate watch it because we had done The Seagull like the year before I got into the program.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like very proud of the job that had been done with that production of The Seagull.
And I watched that production too, and it was also the most believable guy was the guy who got some sort of infection, or what did he have?
He got fucking
mono.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, that's much worse. Yeah. And so I was like, my God, what was it? What's he called in that one? Soren Treplev or what's the name of the old man?
They call him Perusha in the version.
Perusha, yeah, which I think he gets mentioned as. I can't remember what his name is. It might be Soren in the Tennessee Williams version because everyone out there cares. And I remember looking at him in the UVM production and being like, wow, he's so believable. He's like sweaty and uncomfortable. And I really think he's a sick old man. And it's because he had carbon monoxide poisoning. Him and the chick who played Masha were the two most believable fucking things. And the rest of it was just so weird. I was like, are these all directing choices or what the fuck is this? And I had seen the person who played the main female character. I'd seen her in Eurydice when you guys did Eurydice.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, that also was a confusing mess. I liked some of the set pieces you guys chose in that one, but boy, it was a fucking mess.
Yeah, Eurydice's a weird fucking show. Sarah Rule's awesome, but Eurydice's a weird show. We are so deep in the weeds on like feminist theater right now.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. If you don't know any of these shows, then whatever, fuck you. I don't care. Get some culture, you assholes.
Listen, I had the decency when we were talking about Bird Box not to go. I wish Sandra Bullock had showed her Bird Box, so all the women on the show would stick around. And now we're talking about feminist theater, and you guys don't even know what we're talking about. Keep up.
Look at you sitting there, slag-jawed. You make me sick.
Look at you.
Eurydice, yeah.
You smug discredits to your gender.
Hey, wouldn't it be fun if they did Shakespeare with the genders reversed? Fucking... You goddamn charlatans.
Or like, I think Patrick Stewart did what they called, and I don't know if this is tasteful or not, they called it a photo-negative version of Othello, where Patrick Stewart was the only white actor and everybody else was black.
That's what they did.
So I'm just trying to imagine Patrick Stewart yelling about being a Moor.
I can hear him doing it though.
I'm a Moor. I am a Moor.
Mr. Worf, damn it, not wrong set.
Set to warp speed, Mr. Worf.
I mean, have thee lost? No, it's just.
Dost thou thinketh?
It's been a while since I read Othello. I've realized.
Yeah.
Only just now.
I had to do the Iago speech from Othello.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I forgot all of it. I always got cast as like fat assholes like Falstaff or villains.
My favorite was
fine.
I think it's
best
Richard
stuff.
III. Whichever that monologue that starts that one.
Now is the winter of our discontent made
I
glorious
love that
summer
one.
by the son of York.
And all the houses that lowered. Yeah.
Good one.
Now in the
one.
something oceans buried. Yeah, it's a fun one. I like that one a lot. But anyways, we'll stop boring the audience. I think that's about it.
Well, let's do all of To Be or Not to Be real quick. All of it. All of it. Ready?
'Tis nobler.
How now, brown cow.
Indeed.
I think we've probably reached a good stopping point on this one, wouldn't you say?
You don't want to break down the rude mechanicals from Midsummer? All right, no, let's.
Well, all right then. Strap in, everybody. We've got
Sir Peter
hours.
Quince. All right. After you.
Well, Rory, I guess this is just the new normal now. Just a little remote train wreck.
I hate it so much.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
No.
No? You positive?
No. I mean, listen to our other podcasts. You've heard them before. If you haven't, Mr. Koch has Out on That Line, and I have Progressive Rants. His is music, mine is politics. Other than that, no, I don't.
It doesn't get much cleaner than that, you guys. I will be doing 2 shows at Zany's on Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving. Desserts will be half price. It's first come, first serve, standing room only, BYOB, all that good stuff. So I will see you at Zany's this Thanksgiving, and I think that's all I have, Rory.
Oh boy, I'm glad you told everyone about that, because I'd forgotten about the show at Zany's. I wouldn't have showed up otherwise. So if you hadn't reminded them, you wouldn't have reminded me.
I'm just, I didn't say Magoobies this time. That's usually my go-to.
So proud of you. Zany's, much better off the cuff name.
See, that's the trick to quarantine. You gotta keep a little variety. You gotta change it up.
Next week's the Yuck Yuck Hut, and then after that you've got Magoobies again. You've lost.
And then I'm gonna peel all the skin off my face with a filleting knife. It's gonna be beautiful.
Turns out you're a lizard person, and you've just been trying to get everyone to feel bad because you harvest their bad thoughts for fuel, which you send back up to the moon, which is actually a spaceship.
And that's why we do this podcast. To
Done.
fuel the ship. Fuck yeah. Now you guys know. Suck it. Podcast over. Until next time, thank you. Go fuck yourselves. And goodbye.